Good afternoon. Good afternoon. You're on don't you're on a don't give hour. My guest is Sylvia Hayes. She's an author, producer, entrepreneur. She has a book out too. Now, our topic today is what to do when life does not go our way. And I'm pretty sure that she's had a lot of experience with this in her life because I know her from Atlanta. I met her at a public access station where where I worked with her on shows and things like that. So, Miss Hayes, what has given you the strength and the power to push through when life is not going your way?
What gives me the power and the strength to push through? Just being determined and not letting anybody else predict my destiny. Because a lot of people they want to cause problems for you. A lot of people don't want to see you succeed, so they put obstacles in your way. So I just decided I was just going to overcome those hurdles that they put in my way, and just keep on pushing. I don't give up easy. That's one thing about me. I don't give up easy. So I just keep on going.
Yes, that's what's called a don't. That's what's called a don't give up. What's called a don't give. Called a don't give because it's called a don't give up hour because we want to encourage people to just push through the pain. That when
Hmm.
life gets hard for us to just go forward and push forward. And can you tell me one circumstance in your life where you've had to use those skills to overcome?
Oh yeah. I'm I'm a producer, a writer as well, and a director. So I was doing a play. The play was called Diaspora Experience, and one of the players disappeared. He didn't come to rehearsal. One of my actors, he didn't come to rehearsal, and we kept looking for him and calling him and couldn't find him. He wouldn't come to rehearsal, wouldn't answer his phone, or anything like that. And so normally, and this was almost time for the play. So instead of panicking, what am I going to do and try to cancel it? I just found somebody else to substitute because I wasn't going to let him, kill the spirit and just make the play go away. So I just found somebody else because a lot of time people say, "Oh my God, what am I going to do? What am I going to do?" Instead of concentrating on the problem, you concentrate on the solution, and that's what I did. I concentrated on the solution. My guy is not here, so I'm going to just find somebody else, find a substitute, and that's what I did. No, because normally I'd be panicking because I hadn't planned for him to disappear in the middle of the play, but I found a substitute. And I had to rearrange a few things, which is the solution, and kept on going. I didn't let him stop me.
That's very good. That's very good because in this life, things gonna happen to derail us. They're gonna happen things. They're gonna happen to cause trouble. But it's all in how we deal with it. You know.
Right.
Yeah, and when I say and I'm sure in your family life you face issues like that too with your family, and this is all around us. We can't
Oh,
escape it.
yeah. Yeah, it's especially with your kids, because when your kids become teenagers, they are a handful. And a lot of parents, they want to give up on their kids because they're trying to find themselves and figure out who they are and all that kind of stuff. And they give up on their kids and just want to throw them away. But me, I'm determined to make them decent members of the society. So I don't give up, and I be hard on them. Well, they say I was hard on them, but I didn't think I was that hard because as a parent, you don't think you that hard, but they say you were just so hard. But I just stayed on them, and it's children, they're gonna try your parents. They're gonna test you, want you against the other one, one parent against the other one. And that's trying right there. To be honest, because the child want to do one thing, you say no, then they go to the other parent, and then they say, what did your mom say? That's what it's supposed to do. What did your mom say? Because parents have to be on one accord in raising kids, because they'll play you against the other one. And then kids just want to be sneaky and do things. You have to be on it. So, but you can't give up. You can't give up, because a lot of times parents have kids who dropping out of school and they want to give up on them and call them names, you dummy, and you're not going to be worth anything. Because sometimes it may be a problem. The child might have a problem, the reason they can't learn. And the parent just think they're just slow or just dumb and don't want to do. And it may be a problem. So you have to work with the child, try to figure out what is going on, why you're not doing your work, and just work with them. You just got to work with them. So that's challenging right there, is raising children. But it's so rewarding at the end. It is so rewarding.
Yeah, and we gonna talk real life now because I just got married September of this year,
Oh,
and
congratulations.
yeah, and I can say living with another person to change your environment, it's marriage is not a easy cakewalk, and and we have a lot of people just getting married and just breaking up because because they don't want to put in the work.
Yeah. And you know what, they think everything gonna be lovey dovey, because that's the way it was when you was courting. But marriage is not like that. It is a lot of work, and a lot of times you're gonna want to give up, but you can't give up because you didn't get into this relationship to give up. So you have to learn to accept the person for who they are. You got to love them for who they are and not who you want them to be. Okay, and you have to do some adjustments too, because you're coming in a lot of time with two different cultures, two different ways of doing things. So there's going to be a lot of give and take in each one. And one of the things you got to remember in a relationship, in a marriage, choose your battles wisely. Choose your battles wisely, because everything is not worth fighting over. And a lot of time people want to just fuss, fuss, fuss. No, choose your battles wisely. If it's not going to kill you, don't fuss about it. Okay, you might say something, on the down low, but just don't worry about it. Things will come around, you know. So that's one thing I learned. Choose your battles wisely, because a lot of people, they everything, if it's not my way, it's wrong. So that's not the way you got to go, because they have things done, they do things their way, I do things my way. So we have to compromise in between. Sometimes we could go your way, sometimes we could go my way, sometimes we just meet in the middle. That's the way you have to do with relationships.
Yeah, and the biggest thing is talking to each other, having a great communication between you and your wife, or you and your child, or or in any relationship. The biggest thing is having like communication, because
Oh yeah.
that can go a long way. And
Yes,
if
it
you can
can.
and if you communicate with the other person, you will know what they're gonna do. You understand why they do what they do, and you'll be able to accept it if because you can't change them.
Right. Yeah, and that's one thing. A lot of people go into relationship thinking, I'm going to change them, but you can't change a person who don't want to be changed. And you have to accept them for who they are. And then if they change to go your way, that's a bonus. But you
Hmm.
can't get all huffy and puffy because somebody don't go your way. You can't do that at all. A lot of people do that. Excuse me.
Yeah, and what I want to say, and life is not gonna be a bowl of cherries for us. Life is gonna be hard struggle. It's gonna be uphill climb sometimes. But the
Mm-hmm.
question is, do we have strength and power to endure those storms, those tests that come our way? That's the question.
Yeah. Yeah. A lot of people sometimes they'll say, I didn't sign up for this, I don't want this. And I've seen where people they married and divorced within a year's time. They didn't even give it time to get to know each other. Cause there is they say if you stay together the first 5 years you can make it. So and those first 5 years they're gonna be rough. They're
Mm-hmm.
definitely gonna be rough and you're gonna be wanting to quit. It's like I didn't ask for this, I don't want this, but you have to stick it out and eventually it'll all end up being right. Because my husband and I, we've been married for 18 years. I'm not going to say everything was roses, but he's the best man I ever had. You know, you take the good with the bad. So everything's not going to be good. You're not going to like everything about your spouse. Your spouse not going to like everything about you. But we accept them the way they are. And not try to push our way on them because they don't want their way. They don't want you to push your way on them, and you don't want to push your way on them. If that's all right. Yeah.
You talking. Yeah, you talking. Yeah, you talking because when life goes wrong, do we say that it's all over? When life doesn't go the way that we want to go, we should have the strength, the power, and the fortitude to push forward. It's
Mhm.
it's like I said, we go through college 4 years to get a degree. We'll work 2 and 3 jobs to get that car, to get that house. But when it comes to relationships or anything else, we don't we won't do that. Where
Right.
where that car and that house is temporary. But when you got somebody in your corner who's gonna be there for you, that's the ones that that's something that's something great in your life.
Mhm. Yeah, it is, and that's the good thing about having a spouse. So you can depend on them, to be on your corner, in your corner. You know, they may be angry with you, but they got your back. They have your back. If you don't make them real angry now, let me back that. Let me back that up. If you don't make them real angry, because I know there's time when you're gonna be mad with your spouse and stuff like that. But if something goes wrong, you're right there for them. They're gonna be right there for you. So you don't let the anger. And one thing I always tell people, you never go to bed angry. Okay, you got mad. Okay, settle it. Keep moving. You don't hold on to it. You let them know how you feel. Keep on moving. You don't hold on to that anger because that's what messes up relationships. Holding on to it. He made me mad yesterday. I'm still mad today. Nope, that's not going to work. You get mad, get over it, keep moving because you
Yeah,
can't let that, fester. Because if it festers, then it's going to cause other problems. There's going to be blow ups all the time. So that's the way you have to do it because
yeah,
you are as one, and sometimes it's hard. I mean, just like a cake, you put all this stuff together to make a cake, but you got to put some work in it, mix everything in together, make it blend in order for that cake to turn out right. So relationships are the same way. You got to mix it up together, blend it, and then it'll turn out right. It will turn out right.
that's right. And what I have done in my life, um, I got a plan A, a plan B, a plan C, a plan D. Just in case plan A don't work, I go plan B because we gotta prepare. We have to prepare for those mishaps because we know they're coming.
Yeah, yeah, you do. Look, when my husband and I got married, he had divorce money. You know, I didn't even know that. I didn't get married to get a divorce. That was nowhere in my plans. When I get married, that's for keeps. But he went in with doubt, and he was prepared to escape. But I fixed that. We spent that money. Spent it. So he didn't have no money for the divorce. So that means he had to stay. No out for him.
I hear you. I hear you. And I want to say, and we're in a battle every day. We're fighting to keep our sanity. We're fighting to keep our peace. We're fighting to keep our good things in our bodies. But sometimes, sometimes battle, but sometimes it can seem like we're losing, but we're not losing because
No.
because in my lifetime I had many battles in my life, and it seemed like I was down on my last leg. But somehow, some way, I overcame.
Mm. Yeah, it always happens. It's an uphill battle a lot of times, but you can still get up to here. It might be hard, but you can still make it. You might have to ask for some help sometime, but you can make it. You might have to stop and rest, but you can make it. You might have to change directions, but you can make it. Yeah,
Yep,
so it's always an uphill battle. But then there's those smooth days too.
that's right.
Everything is not always rough. There are some smooth days.
It's like sometimes, sometimes when I was doing shows at People First at People TV, I'll be the only one doing working the show. So I have to do the cameras, I have to do everything like that. But I did it. I did it
Mm-hmm.
because the show had to go. The show had to go on. The show must go on
Yeah,
our lives. We have to fight and struggle to have the show go on our lives.
right. Yeah, well, I understand that. I've had to do that too. Done stuff by myself. Well, normally when at the station, I'm doing everything. I'm doing everything. I have my guests up there, and I'm back there running the camera, the boards, and everything. Yep. So it happens, but that
Yeah.
makes us strong when we do those things.
Hmm.
We look at it as a problem, but it's building character and it's making us strong in those areas. So we know we can do it. We know we don't have to depend on anybody because you've done it before and you can continue to do it. That lets you know I can do this by myself. I don't need you. I want you, but I don't need you. No, I could use your hand, but I can do it by myself. So, it's not a bad thing to always have to do everything by yourself, even though you don't want to. But it is building character, uh, so it'll be okay. Because a lot of times people may leave you to do stuff because of other reasons. Like guilty or I ain't got time for this. It's not my project or whatever. And they won't follow through. They don't have the dedication that you have. But if you're dedicated and you're doing your stuff, it's going to pay off for you. It will definitely pay off. And everybody else is going to do their own looking. I wish I would have stayed in there and hung with him. I'm proud of him. He might even get some envy, you know, after them doing you wrong. You never can tell.
Yeah, because sometimes we're not meant to do sometimes we're meant to handle things by ourselves because that brings out new gifts, new talents. That brings out talents that we didn't know we had. And because I want to say because when I was at People TV, I never thought that I could do a show by myself. But I
Mm,
found but I did it many times.
yeah,
I want to say I learned how to do the audio. I learned how to do the switching. I learned how to do all that. It was just me by myself, and that brought a gift in me that I
yeah,
thought that I thought wasn't there.
yeah, yeah. Sometimes it take that. Like when the enemy think he's putting you down, he's actually giving you steps to build you up. Yep,
Mm-hmm.
building you up. So it happens that way all the time.
Yeah,
All the time. Maybe
yeah,
that's where I got mine. I never thought of it like that because people left me too. And I end up doing everything. But then, I find myself when I'm doing it by myself, I can do better, because I could get things done versus when I have several people helping, then I can't get things done as quickly. I'm running behind when somebody else is actually helping me out. So it's good sometimes to be by yourself.
yes, it is.
Yeah.
Yes, it is. And you have a book out called
It's power thoughts.
Positive, the Power Thoughts.
Yeah.
Tell us about that book.
Power thoughts is a book about power thoughts empowering you to be successful. I was a bus driver for the Cab County, and every morning what I would do is do a power thought for my kids. This is for high school and middle school. I would do a power thought before I let them off the bus. It helped them so much. They got better grades, higher self esteem. They thought before they took action, had respect for everybody, and no fighting on the bus, none whatsoever. And it just helped those kids so much. And so after I left the school system, I kept all the power thoughts and I just put them in a book. Because I want to continue to empower the kids and empower everybody else. Because I had one grandmother who read my book and she said that she had low self esteem. And after reading my book, her self esteem went up. She went back to school and now she's employed by herself. Well, self employed. She has her own business now. So it empowers you. I'm targeting, my target is for the youth and the women in domestic abuse. That's my main target. But the book is good for everybody because I want every senior, be it high school or college, to have this book when they leave school because it will help them so much. It will help them think, help them expand their minds. It's a very good book, very good, and to make you
Yes,
think about the consequences too. And loving yourself. That's what it's all about. Thinking about the consequences, loving yourself, and don't let anybody else push you around and, well, not so much push you around, but make you think that you can't do. Because there are a lot of people who tell you you can't do this, you're not smart enough, or whatever. They don't want you to succeed. They don't see your vision, so they're not going to embrace your vision because they're going to always say you can't do. Because I know with me, I was a theater major, and they told me to come out of that dream world and go back to nursing, because they didn't believe in my vision. I told them, look, it might be a dream right now, but I'm making it a reality. And look where I am now. And
that's
so
right.
it's they're not going to believe in your vision. And so you got to, this book empowers you to think for yourself and not let them think for you. Don't let anybody else keep you from your dream. And that's what it's all about. And loving yourself, because a lot of people don't love themselves. Because I know in domestic abusive situations, The abuser may tell the person that you're ugly, don't nobody want you, I'm the only one who wants you, and all that kind of stuff. But then I tell them, if you look in the mirror and say you're beautiful, that's all it takes. Whatever everybody else think, it doesn't matter. If you know you look good, you know you look good. You know, but a lot of people they take that man. I'm speaking on the women's behalf. The man tell them they don't look good, nobody wants you, and they internal that I'm ugly, nobody wants me, so they go stay there in that abusive relationships. No, you're not ugly, you know, and you can do better. Cause a lot of times what they'll do is push their thoughts on you. You know, man have low self esteem about himself and he gonna push it off on that woman, make her have low self esteem to make him feel better. And that's what a lot of people do. They put down on other people so they can feel better about themselves. And my book empowers you not to let that happen. So that's what it's all about.
Yeah, and I would say it's also to men who are in domestic violence too, because men face it too. So
Yeah.
sometimes strong women can make a man feel like he's not nothing, and when
Hmm.
say and they can make him feel like he's not worth anything, and he don't speak up. He may not be as strong as she is, and she may just overpower him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. You do have some dominating women now. Yeah. And there are some men who are more passive. Because I know I'm not a domineering person, but I'm not totally passive either. No, I stand up for me. And I don't try to be dominated, but I do stand up for me. So
Yes.
a lot of people have a hard time doing that.
Yes, that's so true. And tell me about Alive and Kicking Productions.
Alive and Kicking Production, that is my company. I named it Alive and Kicking because I'm a senior citizen and I am
Yes.
alive and kicking. Yeah, that's where I got it from. I'm alive and kicking. But I am a self publisher, so my book is published through Alive and Kicking, and I use Alive and Kicking to produce my television show and do some videography for people who ever need it. That's what Alive and Kicking is about, as well as me trying to get out there and speak a little bit. If somebody need a speaker, I'm out there for that, and I also do productions, you know, stage productions and stuff like that. Stage hands. I do that under Alive and Kicking as well.
So you do self publishing, production, um um it kind of all thing production, all thing production, right?
Yeah, yeah, all things. Um, like uh, stage hands. So like, um, I'm trying to think now. Like if a concert is in town, I would help with that, or a play, I would help to build it up or tear it down, the sets and stuff like that. I do that kind of stuff. If somebody needs a show video, that's under there too. Video
Yeah.
and get it out to them.
So it seems to me that when life tries to knock you down, you get back up and just keep going.
Oh yeah, I don't let life kick me down. And another thing I don't do, hang around negative people. Because people who want to talk about people or who don't want to see me succeed, and you can tell by their language and their actions that they don't want you to succeed. I don't hang around those people. I'm only around positive people, people who want to help me, encourage me, those kind of people. those are the people I hang with. Those people who are trying to do things themselves. I don't hang with the naysayers who say you can't do this. Nope, I don't do that. So I'm always uplifting myself and hanging around uplifting people because I, uh, crabs always want to pull you down. You know, you put them in a
Yes.
bucket. I'm not gonna be in that bucket of crabs where you go just pull me down every time I try to climb up. I'm not like that. So I just leave those people away alone. I might say hi to them, be nice to them, but that's about it. I don't tell them everything I do, and I don't invite them to things I do or whatever just for them to be negative about that. Nope, I don't do that. So I just have to stay negative, positive. I have to stay positive.
Yes,
Yeah,
right. Stay positive.
right.
Yeah, yeah. It's just like the way I see it is I'm gonna have struggles in my lifetime, but it's all about how I see them.
Yeah,
I want to say, do I see them as a negative thing or a positive thing? It's like we said, sometimes being by yourself creates a strength in you that can make you the most powerful person in this world.
yeah. It can do. It can make you powerful. And sometimes we have strength and we don't know it. A lot of times, though, other people see strength in us that we don't see. We think we're
Yeah,
weak, and but everybody else might think you're so powerful and you're so good, so sometimes we have it there and don't realize it. Sometimes it just takes somebody else to pull that out and let you know, hey, you're really good. I am so proud of you. You have inspired me. People have told me so many times that I inspire them. I'm going, really? Here I'm just being myself. Just doing what I normally do. But they say I inspire them. I push them to do more, push them to do better. So even though you might think you're struggling, you might think it's hard on you, but you are inspiring somebody. Cause you're giving somebody the energy to say, I'm gonna go do this. He can do it, I can do it. You know? So be encouraged. You never know when you're inspiring people. You never know. And you are. You just don't know it. And they may not ever tell you, but one day somebody will, you know, because even somebody I ran across years later told me how much I inspired them. And I thought I was just being me, just going about
yes,
things I like doing. But I inspire people. So
yes.
you
Well,
be
thank you,
inspired.
Miss. Well, thank you, Miss Hayes. Thank you, Miss Hayes, for this talk. The topic was when life does not go our way. What do we do? Any
Oh,
last
yeah.
words? Any last words to our audience?
Yeah. You control your destiny. You have the power to succeed. Let no one discourage you from reaching your mightiest dream. And just remember, you are empowered. And nobody could take that away from you. Nobody.
And
And
now I
that's
got
about it.
thank you so much, Miss Hayes. Now I gotta take a chance. Now I gotta take a chance. Now I have to acknowledge my sponsors. The mission statement of Intervision Ministries is to support and encourage the participation of people who are blind and vision impaired into spiritual community where each individual is encouraged to utilize all their granted gifts and talents as a journey to his wholeness in mind, body, spirit, and soul. And their email address is ivawakening@gmail.com. Their phone number is 678-718-7063. My next sponsor is SimTech. We provide titles for cars, tractors, houses, motorcycles in any state. This is the last one, y'all. Lisa Parks, Director, Image Com Group, Search, Social, Content, Local. The website is www.imagecomgroup.com. Their phone number, they got two phones. Their phone number is 678-9542 or 470-238-9152. And if you want to hear a replay of this podcast, you can go to www.podpage.com/don't give up hour, or you can go to the website, which is www.don't give up movement, or you can go to YouTube page, don't give up, don't give up movement. And remember this: don't give up on your dreams, hopes, and vision. Keep on pushing on until you get to the point you want to. Don't let life stop you. Don't let nothing stop you in your life. Don't let nothing stop you in your life. And Ms. Hayes, thank you again for your being on this podcast and YouTube and website,
You're
because
welcome.
because your story is important. Everyone's story is important. Everyone has a story that can change lives. Just know
Mhm.
that.
Yes. Thank you for having me. I really enjoyed it.
Thank you. And have a great day, everybody. And go with God all the way, not halfway. Thank you.